Good morning and Jai Hind, dear children. Welcome to physics class. Children, we were doing the exercise of this chapter, that is chapter number 15, water. So I think you have completed till short answer question. I have already sent this exercise in the group. So I hope you have completed this exercise. Children, we have discussed till short answer question. Today we are not going to discuss the long answer question and HOTS question. Along with long answer question and HOTS, today we are also going to discuss the activity of physics. All right. So I would request you all to please get ready with your fair notebook of physics and the activity notebook of physics. Okay. I have already sent the activity in the app. Okay. In the school app, I have already sent it. So you can write the activities from there. And today I'll discuss these activities and I'll make you write what you have to write in that activity notebook. Okay, so let's start with it. Let's first do the exercise. Let's first complete the exercise of this chapter and then we'll move to the activity portion. Okay, so let's discuss the long answer question. Children, we have completed the short answer question. We have already discussed that and I hope you are clear with what is there. Now let's start with the long answer question. Question number 1. Why is water so important for our body? Children, why water is so important? First of all, the 70% of our body is made up of water, right? And water helps in all the processes, like starting from digestion to excretion to sweating and all everywhere, from maintaining the temperature to absorbing the nutrients. Everywhere water is very important in our body. Okay, that is why water is so essential. If we do not consume the water in sufficient amount, we can suffer from several diseases. Okay, our digestion will not be proper. It can form an ulcer or something like that. There can be several diseases which can occur because of the lack of water in our body. Okay, so let's see what is written in the answer. Water is so important for our body because it is essential for life. First of all, 70% of our body is made up of water. Several life processes such as digestion of food, absorption of nutrient, and so on need the presence of water. It also helps to control our body temperature. And apart from this thing which is mentioned, excretion also takes place in the presence of water. Okay, so digestion of food, absorption of a nutrient by the body, and excretion needs the presence of water. It also helps in control of our body temperature. Okay, so this was question number 1. Question number 2. In what ways is water useful to plants? Water is useful for us, that you are clear with. Now, how and why water is useful for plants? So, children, in plants, first of all, water is very important for the germination of seed. अगर हम seed को sow कर रहे हैं in the soil, to develop a plant from the seed, water plays a very important role. And not only the germination of seed, but also when the plant grows, then also we keep on giving water to the plants, right? Why? Because it plays a very important role in the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so in plant, water is essential for first germination of seed and their growth. Okay, it also helps to transport nutrient from soil and food from leaves to different parts of the plant. Okay, not only, see, this is a plant and consider this is a soil. Okay, this is a plant and this is a soil. So soil, children, you know that contains all the nutrients, right? So how this nutrient will transfer to entire part of the plant? Because of water. So we give water in the soil and this water travels up with the help of a stem and takes the nutrient from the soil and make it available to all the parts of the plant. And in the same way, when the leaf prepare its food by the process of photosynthesis, then this water takes the food, that is glucose, from the plant and again transfer it to the rest of the body parts of plant. Okay, that is why water is very, very, very important. Plant use water along with, it is CO2, children, so make a correction here, it is CO2, along with carbon dioxide from air to make food in the presence of sunlight, known as photosynthesis. So we know what is photosynthesis, right? So in the process of photosynthesis also, water plays a very important role. Clear? So water is essential for humans also, and it is equally important for plants also. Okay, now let's come to question number 3. How can you show that water vapor is present in air? How we can prove that the water vapor is present in air? So children, a very easy example to show that water vapor is present in air is the same. Let's take a beaker, okay? Fill a water in the beaker, put few cubes of ice cube. All right, put few ice cubes. After some time, what you will observe that from outside the vapor starts to settle the outer covering of the glass. And it is why this is so, because water vapor is present in the air, and when this water vapor comes in contact with this कोल्ड सरफेस, क्योंकि ये पानी, इसका ये जो ग्लास का सरफेस है वो ठंडा हो गया है, ऑल राइट, बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रेजेंस ऑफ आइस, तो ये ठंडा हो गया है. सो दिस वाटर वेपर व्हेन इट कम्स in contact with this cold surface, it condenses and this water vapor is converted into the drops of water. Okay, so we can easily see the drops of water outside the cold glass. Okay, so I'm here, the same thing is written that take water in a beaker, add few ice cubes to it to make the water cold. So after some time the water will become cold. Keep it for some time on the table and then observe the beaker. Okay, so we see tiny drops of water on the outside of the beaker. कुछ drops outside the beaker हमें दिखते हैं. Why it is so? Because as the air in contact with the beaker cools down, the water vapor present in the air condenses to form water. The same thing. Because in the air water vapor is present, so when this water vapor comes in contact with this cold surface, it gets condenses. All right, it condenses and gets converted into water droplets. Okay, this shows that water vapor is present in air. Clear? So this experiment shows that water vapor is present in air. Now question number 4. What are the reasons for lowering of water table in the large cities? So what is water table, children? Water table is the level of groundwater, isn't it? So why in the big cities this level of groundwater is lowering each and every day? Because there are several reasons. First reason being that there are so less amount of vegetation and so less amount of agriculture in the large cities, in the big cities, that water is not allowed to seep inside. क्योंकि वहां पे सीमेंट है, टाइल्स हैं और रोड बनी हुई है. रोड कैन नॉट एब्जॉर्ब वाटर, राइट. सॉइल कैन एब्जॉर्ब वाटर, रोड कैन नॉट एब्जॉर्ब वाटर. तो जब कहीं पे सॉइल है ही नहीं, कहीं पे वेजिटेशन है ही नहीं, कहीं एग्रीकल्चर है ही नहीं, सो वेयर द वाटर विल बी एब्जॉर्ब्ड. पानी कहाँ एब्जॉर्ब होगा, एंड from where the water will go inside the soil level, that inside the land level. So this is the reason why in the large cities the water table is keep on lowering and lowering. Okay, because there is no vegetation and no agriculture. So let's see what is written in the chapter. And also there is the overuse of water. So overuse of groundwater is causing the water table in the cities to go down rapidly, resulting in the lowering of water table. Okay, and children, after this answer you will also write, you will also draw this diagram of groundwater. Okay, showing the water table, lake, groundwater and non-porous rock. Okay, and and after this diagram you will write groundwater. Clear? So this is the figure and you will draw this, and this is the answer of question number 4. Because they are using it also, and there is so much of like the industries has set up, no vegetation is there, no agriculture is there, and this is the reason why the groundwater is getting lowered down. Question number 5. During a drought, the prices of grain, fruits and vegetables go up. अगर ड्रॉट की कंडीशन आती है तो ग्रेन्स, फ्रूट्स और वेजिटेबल की जो प्राइस होती है वो बढ़ जाती है. Why do you think this happens? ऐसा क्यों होता है? Do you expect the prices of grain, fruits and vegetable to go up during the flood also? And why? So, during drought condition, what happens, children? जब सूखा पड़ जाता है, right? So when there is drought condition and the soil has become dry, there is no nourishment in the soil, no moisture in the soil. So what will happen? The plants there or the grains there will also die because of the lack of water, right? Because they are not getting sufficient amount of water, these plants will also die and grains will also die. So as these vegetables, fruits and grains cannot grow properly during the drought condition, so it becomes essential for such area to either purchase it from the neighboring states, or there are certain very less, कुछ ऐसे areas होंगे जहाँ पे वो crop ये fruit और vegetables grow कर रहे हैं, तो हो सकता है they are selling it and they will sell it at very high rate because demand is more and supply is very less. So whenever the demand is more and supply is less, the price always increases. Okay, and same will be the condition during the flood. During the flood also, due to the excess amount of water, these grains, vegetables and fruits will again die because of the excess of water, because of the water logging. Okay, then also the price will hike. Getting it? So this is the answer to this question. Let's see what is written. Question number 5. Lack of water influences crop growth in many ways because drought gradually lead to the reduction in soil fertility. Soil की जो fertility है वो कम होती जाएगी because of the lack of water, and hence the plant will not grow properly hence the crop yield is affected. Yield का मतलब होता है growth, okay, उसका production. So crop production will also get affected. As the result, price of grains, fruits and vegetables go up. And yes, same is the condition during flood, because all the crops gets washed away in the flood water. Okay, so this is the answer to that question. So in whether it is drought, whether it is flood, in both the condition, the grains, crops and plant will suffer and the price will increase. Okay, now question number 6. What are the causes of flood? This is important question, children. So what are the causes of flood? Flood क्यों होता है? So the main cause of flood is again the global warming and all. That is not in your syllabus. I'm not going into it. So the strong wind causes high waves like tidal waves in the city. So because of the very heavy wind flow, very strong flow, the waves become very high, which causes flooding. And in the coastal areas, because of the cyclone, the flood occurs. So this is the reason, or this is the cause of flood. Next, question number 7. List 4 ways in which we can conserve water. So how we can conserve water? First, by avoiding the wastage of water and recycling wherever possible. जहाँ पे भी हम पानी को फिर से यूज कर सकते हैं, उसको फिर से हम यूज में ला सकते हैं, उसको हमें वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहिए. Plant trees and other vegetation. So to plant more and more trees. This increases the absorption of water by the soil and increases the water table. And also it increases the fertility of soil. Okay. That is why we should plant trees and other vegetations. Control flooding and store water for use. पानी इकट्ठा मत करिए, पानी फेंक मत दीजिए, पानी को स्टोर कर लीजिए. ऑलराइट, रेन वाटर भी हो रहा है, so conserve these water, right, by rainwater harvesting. Getting it? So these are the ways we should follow. We should, children, again I am repeating it, this chapter is not only for the study but to implement it in your life. Okay, please don't waste water. Now question number 8. Big dams have their own problems. Discuss. So what are the problems of big dams? So definitely, children, if we are making a very big dam, we require a large area. And if we require a large area, we need to clear off the forest, we need to clear the area where homes are there, and we require a very large storage of water. Okay, so big dams destroy the wildlife. It displays the people from their home. लोगों को घर खाली करने को कह दिया जाता है क्योंकि वहां पे डैम बनना है. So it is very destructive. Also, accumulation of silt in the storage reservoir reduces their effectiveness with time. अगर हम पानी को बहुत टाइम तक स्टोर करके भी रखते हैं ना, so that is also not good. Okay, so dams में basically we store the water for a long period of time, so again it will cause a destruction. Okay, so this is the reason why big dam is causing the destruction. Last question. What is rainwater harvesting? Children, again this question is very important. So what is rainwater harvesting? What are the 2 ways in which it can be done? So children, we know what is rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting is storing the rainwater for later use, right? जो बारिश हो रही है उसको हम स्टोर कर लें, बारिश के पानी को, and we can use it for later purposes. Okay, this can be done by 2 ways. What are the 2 ways? Either the water falling on the roof of a building is allowed to flow into the storage tank, either connect the pipe to the storage tank and for daily use, or it is allowed to flow into the deep pit to recharge the groundwater. This is the one thing. And second is the rainwater flowing into the out into roadside drains is allowed to flow into deep pit so that it adds to the groundwater. So these are the two conditions. जो बारिश का पानी हो रहा है उसको छत पे स्टोर कर लीजिए और उस पे पाइप लगा दीजिए ताकि फिर से ग्राउंड वाटर रिचार्ज हो सके या उसको स्टोरेज टैंक में यूज कर लीजिए. एंड जो रोड साइड पे रेन वाटर फ्लो कर रहा है आप एक पिट बना दीजिए वहां पे सो दैट the rainwater goes inside the pit and fills the ground water. And children, you will draw this diagram. You will also show the rainwater here. Getting it? You will also show the rainwater in the diagram. And I want to see all the diagrams in the group. Okay, so this was the long answer question. Okay, we also have HOTS question here. So I'm just shifting it a bit up. Okay, so these are the HOTS question. We have 3 HOTS question, children. So question number 1 is, what would have been the consequence if water was not recycled in nature by the water cycle? अगर water cycle के through water recycle नहीं होता तो क्या होता? क्या consequence होता? तो होता क्या कि there would have been very limited amount of water on the earth और जो ये people survive कर रहे हैं अर्थ पे वो survive नहीं कर रहे होते. They would have died because of the scarcity of water. ओके ये रिसाइकिल नहीं होता वाटर तो पानी नहीं होता अर्थ पे पानी नहीं होता सो इट वुड हैव बीन द वर्स्ट कंडीशन फॉर लिविंग और बहुत लॉन्ग बैक ही पीपल वुड हैव died. Okay, so there is a limited amount of water on earth which would have been consumed long back if it had been recycled by the if it had not been recycled by the nature. This all life on earth would have died a long back. Okay, we would have not born then. Okay, so this was the answer. Okay, question number 2 seems too big. It is estimated that the water table is a fast growing town like Gurgaon near Delhi will go down so much in the next decade that it will be difficult to extract the groundwater for use. This situation can be corrected by widespread use of one method of recharging the groundwater. What do you think this method is? Okay, so the question is saying कि गुड़गांव is near Delhi. गुड़गांव में in coming decades, in coming 10 years, the groundwater will be so low that it would be very difficult to extract the groundwater. ठीक है तो ऐसे कंडीशन में हमें क्या करना चाहिए to refill the groundwater? Again, we know in such condition we should do the rainwater harvesting because rainwater is the only natural source we have. Okay, so we should conserve these rainwater. So that is rainwater harvesting. Question number 3, last. We can see water in its 3 states in nature, that is solid, liquid and gas, right? Name some other substance that we can see in the 3 states in everyday life. Okay, so it is candle wax. Candle देखा आप लोग ने? When you heat it up, it melts. So candle is a solid state. When you heat it, it is liquid state. And जो आप wick में जो candle में जो flame आ जाती है, that is because of the vapor of the candle. Okay, so we can find candle in all the 3 states. Butter and ghee. Again, butter, when we purchase it from the market, butter is Amul butter ka aata hai na cake. So it is in solid state, right? When you will like when you will we cannot say boil it, but when you will put in the flame, it will get melted. So that is liquid state. और जब बहुत देर तक रख दो तो it will convert into vapor. Okay, so candle wax and butter or ghee we can find in all the three states. So children, that was the long answer question and HOTS question. So we have completed the exercise of this chapter. Children, I would like to just show you the syllabus once. Okay, so this is the syllabus of annual term. We have altogether 3 chapters. Chapter number 13, electricity and circuit, we have completed along with the diagrams. Chapter number 14, fun with magnets, we have completed along with the diagram. And chapter number 15, water, along with the exercise, diagram and explanation, we have completed. All right. So these are your syllabus for the annual term. And we are left with the activities. Okay, you have not written the activity 6 till activity 11. So now I have already sent you the activities in the group, and now I'm going to discuss these activities. We will perform these activities once the school gets reopened. Okay, till then do complete your activity notebook. Okay, so let's now discuss the activity first. So activity 6 is to see what is inside the cell. Activity 7 is to find out conductors and insulators from the given sample. Activity 8 is to prove that freely suspended magnet always points in north and south direction. So all these activities I am going to discuss one by one, and you will write it in your activity notebook, physics activity notebook. Okay. And children, again I have told you, you will make a thin activity notebook. One side blank, one side rule. On the blank side you will draw the diagram, and on the rule side you will write the activity. Okay, so let's discuss the activity one by one. Activity number 6. The aim of the activity is to see what is inside the cell. Okay, so we will take a dry cell, the cell that we use in a torch, we use in a remote or anything. We take that dry cell. Okay, with the help of a screwdriver and a hammer we will try to open it. So we know the outer covering is made up of zinc. Okay, जब आप उसको खोल के देखोगे ना, तो what you will see when you will open it, you will see that something black in color is there inside it. Okay, that is carbon, and in the center we have a carbon rod. Then a manganese is filled, a liquid and a paste of something is filled inside it. Okay, we also have a rod in between, which is positive charge at the first pole and negative charge at the bottom. Okay, so this is the complete cell that you will see when you will open it. Okay, so this you will write in your activity notebook. What are the material required? Material required are dry cell. We have a screwdriver and hammer. Okay. With the help of a screwdriver and hammer, we'll try to open the cell and we will observe it inside. तो जब हम लोग उसके अंदर देखेंगे, we will find a zinc and carbon cell. ठीक है? And we'll also have certain substance inside it, that is ammonium chloride. Zinc act as anode. Anode is the positive charge, and carbon act as a cathode, that is a negative charge. Okay, so that is why a battery or a cell has a positive and a negative terminal, और उससे current flow होता है. So this we have studied in this chapter. Okay, so this you are going to write in your activity notebook, that is activity 1. We will perform this activity, children. Don't worry. Once the school gets reopened, we will perform this activity. Activity 7. In this activity, you have to tell from the given sample that which is conductor and which is insulator. Okay. And you know what is conductor and insulator? Conductors are the substance which allows the electricity to pass through it. Insulators are the substance which does not allow the electricity to pass through it. ये हम कैसे करते हैं? So we'll take a complete circuit. We'll take a wire, we'll take a switch, we take a battery. All right, एक complete circuit होगा, तार होगा, तार के दोनों ends open होंगे, right? We'll attach a bulb to it, correct? And one by one will attach both the ends of wire to the substance. Like for example, first we have taken wood. एक लकड़ी लिया है, दोनों तार को लकड़ी से अटैच कर देंगे, तो bulb will glow or not? It will not glow. So if the bulb is not glowing, it means that it is insulator. It cannot conduct electricity. But if the bulb will glow, it means that it is a conductor, the electricity can flow. All right. So wood में bulb glow नहीं करेगा, so it is an insulator. Iron nail में bulb glow करेगा, so it is a conductor. Lead of pencil, again the bulb will glow and it is a conductor. Eraser, bulb will not glow and it is an insulator. Okay, so this is the complete observation. This table you will draw in your activity notebook, and you will draw this diagram, this complete diagram you will draw, all right, on the left hand side. So this is a bulb, right? You know, this is a bulb. Okay, this is wire, we have attached a battery, and we will attach the substance here like wood and all. Wood, iron nail, lead of a pencil, eraser, everything will attach here to see whether the bulb glows or not. If bulb will glow, it is conductor. If bulb will not glow, it is an insulator. Okay, now activity 8 is from the chapter Fun with Magnets. So activity 8 is to prove that freely suspended magnet always points in north-south direction. So we have to prove that when we have a freely suspended magnet, it always points in north and south direction. So for that, what we need to do is we'll attach a copper wire and a thread with a bar magnet. ठीक है, उसको ऐसे ही रख दो, तो ऑटोमेटिकली क्या होगा? It will change its direction and it will settle at north and south direction. Okay, or what we can do, we can take a tub, we'll fill the water with it and we'll put a cork. ठीक है, cork क्या होता है? cork आपने एक रबड़ का ढक्कन देखा होगा जिसको हम ऐसे निकालते हैं ऊपर से. It is of this shape. Okay, just put a bar magnet over it. What you will see, it will rotate and will again points towards north and south direction. And you know the reason why it always points north and south direction, right? Because of the earth's magnetism. I think you are clear with this. Okay, so this is the reason why the bar magnet will point towards north and south direction, and these are the two methods through which we will perform this activity. Okay, so the activity for material we require is bar magnet, we require copper wire, thread, cork and water. So place a magnet in a stirrup made up of copper wire and suspend the stirrup using a thread. So this is the stirrup. Okay, this is the stirrup. Another method is to place the magnet on a cork and float the cork in the trough of water. तो ये पानी है, इसमें cork को flow करा दिया. The thing I have already explained it to you. Okay, so you will find that the magnet will always point towards south, north and south direction. Okay, so north direction, north seeking direction is known as north pole and south seeking direction is known as south pole. Okay, so this is the experiment. Now activity 9 is again from the chapter Fun with Magnets. Here we have to find the poles of magnet. तो इसके लिए हम क्या करते हैं? This experiment, we take the iron fillings. This is the iron filling. We'll take a sheet of paper. Okay, so in the sheet of paper we'll just spread the iron fillings और एक बार मैग्नेट लेके आएंगे और हमने बार मैग्नेट उस पे रोल किया. Okay, so after some time what we are going to observe is that these iron fillings will get attached to the ends of the magnet. Okay, at the ends of the magnet, this iron fillings will get attached. Okay, not in the center, not at somewhere else. जितने भी आयरन फिलिंग्स है वो सब एंड्स पे जाके अटैच जाएंगे, which shows that these are the poles of magnet. Okay, so iron fillings, sheet of paper we require a bar magnet. Okay, what is the procedure? Put some iron filling on the sheet of paper, roll a bar magnet in the fillings and then lift it up. We will find that most of the iron fillings stick to the magnet at the ends. These are the fewer iron fillings in between and almost none at the center. ठीक है, तो इसीलिए these are the poles of magnet. ये उसके ends हैं, ये poles हैं where the iron filling will get attached. Okay. Now this is the single touch method, children. We have already discussed it in the class, and this is the condensation. This is from chapter water. So please do complete all these activities in your fair notebook. If you come across any kind of doubt, please do ask me in the group, children. Okay, we will perform these activities, don't worry. Once the school reopens, we will perform these activities. Okay, so I hope you are clear with all the things. We have completed the physics syllabus. Okay, so if you come across any kind of doubt, please do ask me in the group. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you and Jai Hind, children.